Thank you. Morning, everyone. Hi. Vugan. Morning, everyone. You are not smiling. Sanbon. I can't say all 9 languages, but I'm supposed to. But thank you. I would like to appreciate this opportunity. I would also like to greet all protocol observed colleagues. I'm going to miss out. Chairperson, to those that came on time, welcomed everybody according to their protocols, okay? Thank you. So I'll dive straight to the matter. Right, you will fail in terms of performance with polygamous marriage. It has not been assessed, it does not have SMART principles, and it involves powerful women. So you will fail. Give money. But we are open. Bring it on. We are open. And show us benchmarks and examples of those that are satisfied, happy, live forever after, and are yet to write a successful book. So we are on with the challenge. Thank you. Colleagues, 80% of you failed to plan, and I'm disappointed. Before I get to the business continuity plan, it's planning, preparedness, proactiveness, all those fancy words, but I don't want to use the fancy ones. I want the simple ones. What do you say to a child when they're late? Pakisa, shesha, this and this and this. You raise your voice, you do everything. Do you do it? Don't answer me. It's okay. Don't answer me. I'm going to do a lot of those that I'm just going to leave with you as a homework. Okay? So it's also about respect. Also, when you signed out, in case it was not in your interview and they didn't tell you, when you sign up as a public servant, you are putting yourself on a pedestal. You see where I'm sitting, where I'm standing? I see all of you, but similarly, you all see me. So your neighbor, before they ask for advice, they are seeing you coming out late and. So I won't continue. I'll leave it on you. Commit to save. Will you be trusted by yourself with what you expect the public to trust you for? Thank you. Okay, we can move directly to our, presentation. I'm talking about something very practical, colleagues, but I think we will all enjoy it. I will cover, apologies there. I will just cover practical scenarios in terms of business continuity, but let's start from the basics. What does legislation say, even though you know it? Why do we have to have the business continuity plan and also its components? Then we move to saying what are the scenarios. So if we are preparing, what are the likely scenarios that we must focus, that we must see and do them from extreme to in terms of how the likely outcomes. And then as well, the continuity strategies that links to that, and then IT continuity plan. The theme is very relevant. It talks to technology, so also my presentation will move towards that. Then again, technological advances in government. There has been technological advances, so we can no longer do our planning or business continuity plans in the same way. I'm sure the speakers that have started from the beginning of the conference have touched on some of those. So we must look at those, look at the risks and the threats that those continuity services we must look into and also prepare for, and also encourage management to manage, but also look at the evolution. It is no longer just about business continuity management, but it has to be relevant to ensure and build operational resilience. Then we move to the benefits of planning, which you know, but also we take key considerations that will make your plan very practical to implement. So, what comes first? Is it the planning process, or what is more important? The planning process or the business continuity plan? You can say it. It's not challenging, it's just as simple. What is more important, planning or the business continuity plan? Thank you. Most of you have got it right, it's planning. The business continuity plan is an outcome of planning well. And it must be tested as well. It's part of planning. So you can't test the results before you put the content into it. Okay, and then legislative mandates. Guys, we are not complying here, okay? I just want to make that, it's not a tick box exercise. It doesn't have checklists. We are not complying. We are just doing what is practical, you know? So the law is there just so that it shows emphasis and also the responsibility and also aligned to the Batupile principle, accountability. As you plan and ensure that there's continuity of uninterrupted services for business, for government and all our institutions, we ensure that our citizens and our stakeholders then enjoy the benefits of uninterrupted access as well as services. So the MFMA covers it, PFMA covers it, I won't go through all of them. Disaster Management Acts also indicate that we must have plans that ensures continuity of operations, but also we must have a response when there are disruptions, and then which means it must happen before. Then the King Code as well, Principle 11 highlights that, as well as the ISO 22301, which is a standard, ISO standard for business continuity systems, and also the guidelines from EMSA. They also ensure that there must be alignment between your strategy, your risk register or risk profile, as well as the resilience, okay? And then why do we have to do business continuity management and the plan itself? I did talk to preparedness. So we must be proactive. If we know there's a likely event that the services will be disrupted, we must plan. So I'll make a lot of examples about the city. The city has got, the eThekwini Municipality has got about 111 wards. So those 111 wards have got businesses, different stakeholders. They also have the public. They also have emergency services like hospitals. So we need to plan and know exactly where to locate what, or what is located where, and how do we ensure continuity of services. Priority may not be the same, even though all of us are important, you know, but in terms of business continuity, it's about the critical processes that are your make, do, or die. So you can't save everything at once, just like normally the order when there's an emergency is to prioritize life-saving. Similarly, your processes will follow that. So it is important that that order is not debated when there's a disruption. You must know it prior and should have agreed as to what is critical. And it is not about the one who has aggression or the loudest mouth or that boss that pays your budget and your performance bonus. No, it's about what works for the organization. So please make sure you don't confuse personality issues and put them into business continuity as critical. Have friendships and relationships outside, but it does not qualify. You must all agree when it's a critical process and define it very well so that it's not a personality clash issue and it's not about you. They must concur, and it's not all their processes that are critical. Even though we know there's a business process that gives you water and gets water out of the tap, but not all of them are critical. So that's important. And then it's important as well to ensure that it promotes responsible conduct. You know, when you know that this is how I act. And also from a personal perspective, I will be very, that's why I indicated this is a practical process. I know all of you have got wills. Is that a continuity plan? Okay, I know you don't want your neighbor to know or someone who's sitting next to you, but yes that you are saying to me right now, it's a business continuity plan. Right? You have household insurance in your own place so that when the geyser and everything busts, you have people that you call to ensure continuity. And I normally know that you will make that call if that service does not happen on time. So you've already done your business continuity plan and you know the resumption times, they are also agreed and you have signed. So when you demand it at home, demand it for the citizens here. Is that right? I think it's fair. Okay, so we move again, and then in terms of insurance, that's a business continuity plan again. So when we do it personally, you know, when we come to work, we don't wear a uniform. I must be the same person that I am at home when I come to service. If we are wearing a different personality when we come to work because we just want on the 25th or whenever for that TikTok or that WhatsApp to go tick. No, it's not the right reason. Evaluate yourself just on your own. From an ethical perspective, I'm telling you, you are in the wrong place. So it is important to ensure that what you do at home, you think about it at work. Remember also, it's your own money again. You know, finance minister, when they're calling those billions, remember 10 rand and another 10 rand. Before you know it, it's hundreds. You add another hundreds. You add 100,000s of those. That's your billions. So don't think they're talking to them. They are talking to you. So if you're not getting those billions, you are eating in your own pocket, there'll be higher taxes, and I need not go on. So let's wear a different hat and think about, be consistent in terms of who we are. So have the same care, actually have more care, because you're talking to multitudes and millions of citizens versus when it's just you and your family at home. So let's have that mindset when we think about things and also practicalize them. Don't make it a theory. So that's why I said it's not a compliance thing that I'm talking about. We are being very practical. And then we also move to the components. There's 5 components. You have to do a BIA, which is a business impact assessment, whereby you then say, what are the potential threats and how do we mitigate them? How do we ensure continuity? Which of the processes would be critical? You do the strategies that are then responding to ensure continuity. Then you say, okay, is it documented? Unfortunately, most of our processes are not documented, guys. It's unfortunate, but we have to encourage leadership to be responsible. It also assists in terms of training, but also you as far as I could remember, you may not be able to make someone account or ensure that they are punished when they have done wrong without evidence of them being trained on the SOPs. So those SOPs must be updated. They are very important as well. And then training and awareness as well is very important. You don't want to gather people and say, what do we do? What's the best place? So it's not time for questions when you are invoking your BCP. The time for questions is when you're planning. So that's the time when we must make sure. So let everybody know. Some of the business continuity content, by virtue of it being a risk response, is confidential. So it may not be for everyone's privilege, but at least make sure that those that are supposed to communicate, they've got everyone that they're supposed to communicate with on their WhatsApp groups. And then they can just indicate, please stay at home, these are the people that we require. And then when those people that are required are there, then you make sure that the ones that are required know what to do. Then the monitoring review, there's updates, there's rapid changes, guys, and also there's lessons learned. From this disruption, we learn something, it must quickly get into the business continuity plan so that it assists us for resilience and also ensuring that next time we do better than before. Okay, I think my learner is slow, or I'm not sure if it's moving or not. Okay, so what are we preparing for when we do the business continuity plan? It's extended denial of services to communities. It's denial of access to the buildings, whether there is strikes or the premises are vandalized or they burn or the buildings are flooded. There's also the downtime to critical systems. It happened a lot during load shedding. I hope the lessons learned, you are using them. And then extended unavailability of critical resources and infrastructure. Not everything is complicated. So sometimes when the systems are down, you just need to have lots of your meetings that you need people in, because that's productive time, you see. So you swap around, but without planning, you may think it's complicated. It's not. So if not all of you have got laptops, but during maybe load shedding or when there's a disruption and you can't work on your laptops and maybe hold all your meetings that we do at that time, but plan in advance to say, in case which are the meetings that are critical, and am I prepared for those meetings, and is everyone available? Then you use that time productively. The relocation of facilities and resources is also important, where in case where you find that your CCTV assists you, but also in wards where we've got libraries, we may have to move people because one library is closed. It's important to communicate effectively and ensure that everybody knows which is the next library to use. Make sure that you also compensate the resources in that library to ensure that they also cater for the additional people that will be coming there. When you've got changes in key personnel, so basically anything that's a change must move you. Your mind must go fast. It's like, where's the impact? Interdependencies. You know, and then as soon as your mind, you train your mind to work like that, and then you also have to train management. Once they get hold of it, then they move a bit faster with it. But you know, it's a gradual process. In our environments, some of the things that hit us badly is the fact that management changes all the time. So you train this one, they are on board, before you know it, they are gone, you start afresh. So you are always in that path. I think it's part of what we signed up for, and we must just be ready to do it well. And then also the disruption of utility services, which a lot of our customers are experiencing a lot these days. And then the strategies for people. I know succession planning in government is contentious, it's not there, it's there, you know. Prioritize your key services, and then also indicates where alternative staffing, do you want to use hybrid? Make people understand that it's not that they're not important when they're not called. It's just that you have to respond according to what is most critical first, and then from your technology perspective, make sure the backups are there. Data has become very expensive, eh? It's the next gold mine that we are dealing with, guys. And if you're not taking care of it now, you will come back and pay later. And then also ensuring that we restore IT records from backups. We also ensure that those manual processes, as we move to technology, we also don't ignore them, because they also become business continuity plan. Okay, then lastly, your suppliers, they are now important. Make sure that they understand, and if it's possible, also ask them about their business continuity plans, because they can't find out that there are alternative backups, but they've got 100 clients and they can't attend to you because they ensure that they are the business continuity for everyone. It doesn't work like that. So there must be commitment. And then the IT continuity plan, its content, what is it meant to do? It focuses on critical systems. The most important part about this, just so that I can just be straight to the point, I've written a lot of notes that can assist you when you get the presentation. But with your IT continuity plan, you can't have a critical system as management, but your IT, your ICT guys don't know. You can't have resumption times that they think, okay, we'll first do the financial systems, we'll first do infrastructure systems, and then this system later. And then you only find out when it's down, because they will not change that. So make sure that there's an agreement, and also they have a similar understanding of when you require that system and why. Sometimes you find that, like your payroll, they've got certain days when they are critical, when you need your money before the 25th or 28th or whenever. So that time cannot be compromised. But you find that maybe not throughout the month. So stagger and also talk about when processes are important, so that you don't cloud and take out critical processes just so that because a process you want to get paid and you know it's an important process, then you say it's critical throughout all the time, 365 days end. So we can't do that. And then these are the technological advances that are there now in government. I think most of them, we are using them. Your e-government service, I heard it being mentioned, cloud computing, the integrated government continuity, customer services. This one, I don't think we're doing well with it, whereby in one ID, I can go to Human Settlements, they tell me I've got a house here, and it's rented, blah, blah. So we still have to improve on some of them, but the good thing is the first step has been made. AI in public sector is also there. And then the others are data analytics. So it's important, that's why I said, data is now the next gold mine. So let's protect it. If we give it, also be careful. All these companies that come and say, we are volunteering to support you and analyze your data and pack it and. Think about what you leave them with. But also think about what the contract says. Do they own that afterwards? Will they hand it over? How will you know if they've handed it over? And before you, 5 years later, they'll come in as consultants because you gave them the data. And they'll tell you exactly what you need, how you're gonna move forward. So it's almost like they control you as a remote, but they bought the remote now and you gave them data. But 5 years later, they come in and then they press the button on where you should go. So be careful, also involve or ask to be involved when contracts are being signed. Just because you want to analyze, are we holistic in approach? Are we only seeing the benefits at this point in time? Maybe the benefit is there, but maybe put cautious. Okay, time went very fast. Thanks. And then, yes, the risks then that are linked to continuity. At the moment, we are not integrating our services. If you think of roads, we've got municipal roads, regional roads, national roads. You know, those that came, N3, are we managing it better? Do you know if there's an accident, where to go, or you've already packed your scuffed in the car, just in case it takes you 4 hours to get to PMB? So those are some of the integration issues that we are trying to probe a lot, but you find that if I'm only important within the municipality, they don't know me in the other provincial spheres. So whatever that I indicate, it's like, who's she? We first want to know who is she to come and tell us what to do. You know, so let's focus on the results. Let's encourage management that there must be a lot of collaborations. It's not about who, it's about what we are trying to achieve together. And not all solutions will come from professionals. We also need them as experts in their own areas. So that is important. System downtimes. At the moment, I think we are not measuring and holding people accountable for that. Policy reforms that talks to how we build resilience and also ensure that we build back better. Have you heard this term, build back better? How do you assess it? What makes you think, or what do you look at to ensure that when people say they've built back better or provided better, that next time there's a similar disruption or a disaster, something is gonna hold, withstand, and be quicker than before? So it's important to have clarity. It's good, it's a good term. And the recognition of the term is good, but what does it mean practically? So those are some of the things that we must also not complicate and also ask, what do you mean, you know, with those? And then the lack of skilled personnel, ICT personnel, what does cybersecurity mean? When is it an adequate and efficient control environment? And also the lack or inadequate future data management policies. As I indicated, at the moment, contracts are being signed left, right, and center, and we haven't decided also in terms of how do we manage data holistically as the government. I did talk to the fact that it's no longer about the business continuity, but you must support management to build operational resilience. So instead of waiting till you invoke your BCP, the daily disruptions, you know, when a small disruption happens, there's no water for 2 hours. Whatever that you do within the 2 hours in terms of coordinated response to that disruption, it's an indication of how well you will do when there's multiple disruptions and when there's a disaster. If you fail with just one, or people don't know, they go around, or everybody's taking different decisions, then it tells you that then the business continuity plan is not yet understood, or you are all following different instructions when that happens. But also, what is important with the resilience is to ensure that measure and target. So this was a mistake, this time around, this is how we're gonna improve it. Hold yourself accountable when next time you are testing, were we able to indicate or improve from before? And some of the information I've also provided there. And then the benefits of business continuity. We are carrying the state assets, it's in trillions, infrastructure and everything in terms of the cost. So we can't just nilly-willy. We have to plan, be responsible, protect it, and also ensure that for our customers or stakeholders out there, the public at large, we show responsibility by ensuring that they have smarter ways and also they have knowledge on how they respond to disasters in a coordinated manner to save lives, but also to ensure that they also refrain from damaging infrastructure because they now know what the role that it plays. You know, like when you have those strikes whereby they bend the road because there is no electricity or water. So they have to have that understanding as to what they are causing, but also the cost of the road. So it may be a small area, but it's very costly. And then the key considerations. Guys, we don't get budget for business continuity. Is that responsible? I'm talking to all the bosses. We don't get a budget. So from now on, the budget is not for service delivery units. We also have to ensure that we are also involved and we also get what is there and make sure that all our initiatives from a business continuity, disaster response funding is also incorporated there. So as we are talking about business continuity, the end result of it will be resilience when we can withstand what we now know. I know climate change is not one of those because we are still testing different things and it hits us differently in different ways. But there must be resilience, and the resilient part is considering also the opportunities that are coming in the midst of weathering the storms. Thank you very much to everyone. And I'm hoping that we will plan better next time and be more prepared. Thank you.